Hey peeps! Welcome back to my channel, and if this is your very first time, a very warm welcome. My name is Amma and I am on a journey to create unity and change in society. So please consider joining me on this journey by subscribing to my channel. Today I'll be talking mainly about change. And not just any change, but change within the South African education system. But I'll not be doing this alone. I am joined today in studio by one of my peeps, and so please stay tuned to meet her. So here with me is Melisa, a primary school teacher and a very concerned parent. Thank you so much, Melisa, for joining me.
Thank you so much, Amma, and thank you for this lovely warm beverage.
It's a pleasure. So before we can even talk about the South African education system, I'd like to know, in your opinion, what is useful education and why do we need it?
Okay. Well, I think useful education in our society is any education that you'll be able to apply to real life situations. That's going to make you a productive member of our society, currently as well as in our future society.
Do you think the current South African education system affords learners to access this useful education?
I think to a certain extent. Our school system does introduce practical skills that learners have to learn. There is, depending on the subject, there's different skill sets that they are learning. But at the same time, we're overloading them with a lot of content that they don't need, that they won't use in real life application, which won't help them succeed in life. So I think we are overloading our learners with unnecessary information.
So Melisa, I'd like to hear from you as a primary school teacher. Do you think you are able to deliver useful knowledge to your learners?
I will definitely say yes. Definitely. I am able to deliver useful knowledge for them that they can apply in everyday life. But if you look at the CAPS curriculum that we are currently using, there's too much information. There's a lot of repetition, but there isn't a lot of focus on certain elements. So let's say, for instance, if I am writing a story, and yes, CAPS gives you all the different elements of how to write a story. But because there's so much content, you tend to rush through those things and not focus on everything and explain to the child explicitly how to do it.
Now, my last question is, how would you like South African education system to be changed for it to be able to deliver more useful education to learners?
Well, I think it's a question is a little bit complex, but I would think, in essence, I would say I would want our education system to be less loaded, not to overwhelm children and learners, for them to have more time and experience things fully, to enjoy it fully, to engage with the content fully. So when I say that, I'm talking about, we're looking at useful knowledge or useful education and information that they will use that's going to help them contribute to making our society productive. We are not preparing them for a future that is moving towards information and online services and online jobs. More and more of our jobs involves technology, and especially now with COVID upon us, we've all realized that remote working is the best way. There's less operating costs for businesses. Even before COVID hit, banks were closing their branches. It became obsolete because of banking apps. Customers no longer needed to go into banks to do any of those things. And then we've got professions like influencers, we've got bloggers, we've got online shops. So why are we still teaching people to do office jobs when our society is changing and the market is changing and the sellers and buyers are not meeting in the same place anymore? So I just think that we should be focusing on things that will be enriching our learners right now and preparing them for a society that is always changing.
Yeah. Thank you so much, Melisa, for being here and for sharing with us your thoughts on the South African education system.
Thank you so much for having me, Amma. I enjoyed myself, and I especially enjoyed the hot chocolate that I got while I was here.
It's a pleasure. I feel in as much as South African education system offers useful knowledge or useful education in certain areas, it is also very much loaded, just like Melisa said. And so the fact that it's so content loaded, it then puts so much pressure on teachers, and as a result, teachers are now focusing on rushing just to finish this work, and instead of taking the time to be creative with the work that the curriculum is prescribing. So to be creative with this work, it's a point where a teacher will take a topic and sit down with it and analyze it and see what could be missing, or what can they play around, or how can they teach it to a point where these learners can go out there and use this knowledge as useful knowledge in their daily lives, as meaningful knowledge, rather than just teaching so that they can finish their work. In other words, just to stay away from rote learning. The aim is to avoid having to teach just for memorization so that learners can just pass the exams. Now I'd like to hear from you. What is your definition of useful knowledge, and how do you think the South African education system is handling the issue of offering this useful knowledge to learners? Please let me know by leaving a comment in the comment section below. If you've enjoyed today's conversation, please don't forget to give it a thumbs up, and I'll also appreciate it if you can please join my conversations going forward by subscribing to my channel. Thank you so much for watching. Until we meet again next week Saturday. Bye!